dangerous and think. It makes you think, well, who the fuck are they? And who made them the boss? They're always telling us how to behave, how to get our own rocks off. They say to watch the evening news. They say listen close, stay informed. They say don't mind the ungodly amount of bullshit. Stay tuned, up next there's more. They say death and taxes. They say vote or shut up. They say real change is coming every 4 to 8 years, but it never really does. So I say, who the fuck are they? Just who made them the boss? Always telling us how to behave, how to get our own rocks off. They say you'd better watch your back. They say don't wander out too far. They say this world is far too dangerous. Stay indoors and you'd better lock those doors. They say that sadness is a sickness. They say pop a pill and chase those tears away. They say trust your family physician. What they don't say is how the guy gets paid. So I say, who the fuck are they? And who made them the boss? Always telling us how to behave, how to get our own rocks off. They say drugs poison our society, except of course for cigarettes, alcohol, and pills. They say they're waging a very important war. I say, come on, man, smoke a joint and chill. They say don't eat mushrooms and go paddle boating. They say, hey, slut, wear a bra. They say I'm just another stupid hippie. They say blah, 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 fucking blah. So I say, who the fuck are they? Just who made them the boss? Always telling me how to behave, how to get my own rocks off. So the next time you hear what they have to say, just take it with a big old grain of salt, and with a lime wedge and a shot of tequila. We're all fucked up, it's no one's fault. Oh wait, on second thought, fuck them, it's all their fault, all their fault.
My name's Brean Reiley, and I was born and raised here in St. Joseph, Missouri. I've never been in a band. I was a huge choir geek from 7th grade to 12th, and I was in show choir in high school, which I was way too into. I've always loved singing. My mom brought me up with like oldies radio, 94.9, always in the car. Went to a church where they only sang a cappella, so I got really into harmony. There were no instruments. It gets kind of boring. Just kind of grew up always trying to find harmony, I guess. I grew up with music and I loved it for a long time, but it was always kind of in a choir, church choir setting or school choir. And I always intended to try out at Missouri Western when I went to college there for the choir, but I was really nervous because I heard they made you sing, I think it was Star Spangled Banner, and I have a pretty low range. So I never did it because I was scared, and I haven't played, up until about 2 months ago when I started playing ukulele, I haven't played out in public since high school, since show choir. I just picked up a uke and started learning a song, and I really liked it, and people told me it sounded good, so then I started learning covers, and then had a few drinks one night and started writing a song, and then I played it for people and they liked it. 6 years without doing anything, and I felt like I started smoking cigarettes, I haven't practiced, my range is terrible, I'll just never really be able to sing again professionally, or not professionally, but you know, out in public. So picked up the uke and I liked it, and I had been going to the cafe since, I don't know, like 2007, 2008, started going a lot when Lisa and Beth still owned it, and Zale and the guys and everyone were doing the open mics there. I got up and played congos a couple times, I think drunkenly, but that was about it. But I always loved doing that and hearing my friends make music, and so once I started playing, it was just sort of natural that, you know, everyone was like, hey, come to open mic, and so I've been going to open mic on Wednesdays at Cafe, and I just started going to Magoon's on Tuesdays. What I love about it is the love that you get. I mean, it's crazy. I think even if I sounded terrible, they would still support me, you know, but it's really helping me get over stage fright. I'm always terrified, but I know that, you know, they're going to give me a pat on the back and buy me a shot after I get done, or there's just such a network of support, and you feel at home and comfortable, and like I don't go to church anymore, and I really miss that sense of fellowship when you sing together. And so I'm finding that again, like years later, and it feels amazing. It's like a little nest of love and support. I sound like a hippie. I know I'm learning about more places to go and just kind of branching out. And like everyone said on these videos before, basically there's a huge scene out there. You just have to get out the door. And there are times when I don't want to go and I'm nervous, and especially at Magoon's because it's like a new scene for me, you know, different people, and I'll think, I'm not going to do it. But then once I do, I always feel better. It's like my new purpose, making myself do it. There's a lot of cool stuff. There's some amazing music. I mean, I've been pleasantly surprised a lot of times by different people that I had never seen before that get up and play. And I mean, people slam and do jazz and blues and country and everything, but it's great. There's always this memory for me whenever I start thinking like philosophically about music of being really little and my mom listening to some oldies song with a lot of strings in it. I can't remember what it was, and crying and getting goosebumps and just seeing how much it moved her to hear that and how powerful it is and beautiful it is. And so that always marked me, and I've always been just really, I guess, affected by music. It's partially that, just the beauty in it, and how much it can change your mood, and how much it brings people together. I know that it's brought my friends and I together a lot, especially at the cafe, but like I said, trying to branch out and go new places, and it just feels like the world opened up. Like every time I get off stage, someone comes up and gives me a card or says, hey, you know, you want to jam sometime? And yeah, not to repeat myself all the time, but that network of support and new connections and networking and all this cool stuff is happening, and it's so cool to see a little town like St. Joe that so many of us can complain about a lot, really doing some cool stuff, and people taking the initiative to make shit happen here. So thanks for taking the initiative. This has been One on One with Brean Reiley, and you're watching Tuning Fork TV.